Next thing we see is an England fan, all blooded up, walking into the hotel, like running to the toilet, who's just been beaten up.
Talking about fans, I was watching a video earlier from you, the Bulgaria.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that. Yeah.
That was on #1 trending for a while. It was crazy.
Go on then, lads.
Yeah, it was like it was on there for
Bulgaria.
Yeah, it was on there for quite a bit of time. That was probably the biggest thing that's happened to me. I mean, the Russia World Cup over time was crazy, but in terms of one game where that was kind of just life changing, it was that because it was shocking how bad it is in Bulgaria.
Yeah, what was the experience? Like, was before the game? Was there any indication of that?
There was. So the day before the game, we were just walking around, and there's like a local team called CSKA Sofia near the big ground. And by the way, around the ground, it's so shabby. There's like forest all the way around.
Was I right saying there was swastikas on the walls?
Yeah, there was. So you
I was about to say that sounds quite charming having a stadium in a forest, but then there's
no, but it's proper dodgy. And actually, I'll get onto that after while I say this. So we were walking around just having a look because you want to see the local football teams and stuff, and we see these swastika badges on the CSKA stadium, like what they represent. Like in the club shop as well, the stickers were out. Like no intermixing of like interracial mixing. So like. They're against like a black man with a white woman. They were like crossing. It was the most ridiculous stuff. I put it on Twitter, and there was just completely racist stickers. It was the most shocking thing I've ever seen. Like it was insane, and we were so shocked because we were just walking around casually. Like Sofia was all right until we saw that, and you see there's a sort of sector of fans in Bulgaria that.
So you can actually buy swastikas and put them on like your fridge.
Well, they stock them there. On their club.
Yeah, where can I buy them? Just out of curiosity.
No, they were so basically in the store where you buy the kit. On the wall, they had a bunch of stickers, and a lot of them are CSKA Sofia stuff. They kind of like covering it up, like Champions League, like they're against Champions League, whatever. But then there's the racist ones, and they were just insane.
So you got into the ground,
That's
and then
insane.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy, and nobody thought that. Like nobody actually questioned Bulgaria before. Okay, maybe a little bit, but when we brought that up,
I feel like a lot of people don't. Underestimate how bad a lot of Eastern Europe actually is.
Oh yeah,
in terms of
that's so
poverty,
true.
racism.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd never understood about it. It's like, not to go like all too deep about it, but you know how like in war and stuff, like the winners write history kind of thing, you know?
Thank you, Winston.
But you know what? Quite literally, like
he was there.
I was not there, but I was reading something recently. Obviously, sorry to take this away. This kind of stuff really fascinates me.
Yeah.
But Winston Churchill was actually likened to Hitler, as in like they're actually quite similar. Yeah. So he had mass genocide in India and in other countries, and then oppression stuff. Basically, the same kind of things as mass genocide, you know. And obviously, he was a fascist and a bigot and all those kind of things. But we obviously, as the side that won, write history, so we're the righteous people who've won the war, etc. Although we actually probably weren't far removed from what that was, except we just didn't oppress the Jews. You hear me? We look at it.
You've been keeping us in a while.
No, because this stuff genuinely does fascinate me. But when you look at the way that like history's written, and you think, okay, well, Germans were the bad guys, and obviously where they were like invading Poland and surrounding countries, like Poland was hugely oppressed in Krakow, and they've got like a Jewish sector. So why is it in Poland have they got mass neo-Nazi parties? Like, why have they got that when they've literally been, as a nation, oppressed by these people? And that's what I never understood. Because if you've got that kind of stuff, if you're going to take it back to Bulgaria to now make it back relevant to it, where Eastern Europe has got that racism problem, why? I don't get it. Like, that's what I don't understand.
Well,
why?
I think you can say with a lot of Eastern European football teams, it's predominantly white.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you won't find like a local black person in Bulgaria. We never saw them.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've just, I don't know. It's
like
really
I remember when Samuel Eto'o took on that contract at Makalaka. Yeah, and
that sounded racist in itself.
No,
what the hell was that?
I've never heard their team. It's like Makalaka.
Is it Williams?
Is it Russia?
Yeah. It sounds like a computer laughing at you.
No, it's Makalaka.
They had like
they had some ballers on FIFA.
Traore, 6'9" Traore.
Did they have that guy? Oh, how am I forgetting his name? He's unreal on FIFA. They had a few Brazilian players that were really good. A guy called Love.
Vagnalov.
Yeah.
Vagnalov, yeah.
But no,
Vagnalov, what a baller.
But I remember he took on like a 400k a week contract, even though he was still getting like racially abused by his own fans every single game.
That's insane.
By your own fans, I'd score our own goals, mate. I'd take 400k and smack it in my own net. Probably
to get racially abused.
What was it like in the stadium?
Well, before the stadium, there was another Bolton fan who I was with in the same forest. Before I mentioned the stadium, who actually got beaten up by the the Bulgarians in that same forest outside the CSK Sofia. Yeah, there was literally an England fan that got beaten up. So not only was they racist, but they were rough. Not just to black people, but to England fans coming to Bulgaria to watch their team.
Why did he wait in forests to batter people? Who are they? Fucking Robin Hood?
Honestly, it's the weirdest thing.
It's like, that Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire, where they're in the forest and they get battered.
I thought you meant like...
It's not actually funny, to be fair. People are
I thought you meant like the Chamber of Secrets, where all the spiders come into the forest and just start chasing after them.
Oh, no. God. Now, Theo, I want to get on to what the Bulgaria match was actually like when the game started.
Yeah.
Because I remember that being a massive story in the UK. Are you alright? Remember
someone's just getting excited over my PS5.
Oh yeah.
I remember that being a massive story in the UK. What was that like actually being there?
Oh, it was very worrying, I would say, that day. Really scary actually, because it kept getting built up to a point where, it was very risky to be out there. I felt more scared in Bulgaria than I did in Russia. Okay. And that was just a Euro qualifier game, and Russia was a World Cup.
Yeah, well, saying that, you've got more security, there's more people at World Cup, there's more surveillance, whereas when it's a random game in an Eastern European country, of course it's going to be a lot more rough, so I would expect that, definitely.
That's what I witnessed anyway.
So what was it like?
So during the game, we beat them like 5-1, and that was great, but during it, they were like, every time Sterling or Rashford were on the ball, they were booing it. There was a sector of Bulgaria fans, all in black, like not showing their faces. I think you would have seen it from the TV cameras.
I watched it.
I think they were doing Nazi salutes as well, booing and like jeering when Rashford and Sterling were on the ball.
Yeah, we know the vibe.
Sorry.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, like,
it was horrible.
I remember seeing it. It's not pretty.
And then we started singing like when Sterling scored, and we just started singing like, "Oh, we've shut up the racists." They all left the ground because they didn't want to get in trouble. They must have got some sort of message that they're all getting arrested as soon as the kickoff, as soon as the game finished.
I thought they'd leave early so they could wait outside to batter folk.
Yeah, that was what we were told. So we got held behind for like an hour after the game, just locked in. And by the way, this is some dodgy Soviet Bulgarian stadium.
Is this from their police? Is that
their like them dodgy nightclubs you just kind of want to stay away from?
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, this is just a recipe for disaster. It really is.
Was it their police that were telling you to stay in the stadium?
Yeah,
police.
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't allowed out. And when we were allowed out, at first it all seemed okay. We all walked out. It felt like jail bars when we were walking out because it was that old-fashioned ground.
Yeah.
And I've never been so worried in my life leaving, because just seeing Twitter, everybody like messaging me saying like, you've got to be like this. The people waiting for you. I had Bulgarians writing to me saying they're looking for you. Just go straight to your hotel. But the problem was our hotel was on the other side of town, and all the taxis were basically not running at the time because all the streets were people were walking on. So we had to walk through Sofia to get home, and we basically bumped into some of the guys that were there in the grounds doing Nazi salutes and stuff. And it was funny because we'd been walking for 45 minutes. We thought we were safe, right? Near our hotel on the other side of town. And then we bumped into them because we saw someone put on a bin like a graffiti saying something about the racists. Just some England fan had done it, saying like the racists just can fuck off or something like. And then we took a photo of it. As soon as we did, we see like 5 guys full in black come out of nowhere, as if they've been waiting for someone to like take a photo of that or something. And they start walking towards us from behind, and it's this like main road, and our hotel was like in front, so we just started really fast walking, but not running because we didn't want to cause too much attention.
It's like a movie, isn't it?
And then what happened? This was where it gets worse. In front of us, 3 people in black started coming in. So I felt sandwiched. We were
sandwiched.
We were basically getting sandwiched. That's what we were thinking at the time. That's what we were thinking at the time. And everyone was in black. It was the weirdest situation ever. We thought we were at that moment in time. I genuinely believed we were getting beaten up. I thought we're gonna get beaten up or thrown in some car and never seen again. And that's what happened to one of the England fans, because they actually went missing and they were found outside the city, dead. But we'll get onto that after. Anyway, in the situation, luckily, a police car starts driving past, slows down, realizes something really dodgy is going on, because we're in like England. Well, I had a couple Bolton friends with us, and they were in Bolton shirts, which looked like England shirts. So the police obviously thought these guys are at risk here. So they slowed down and stopped following us. But we were still worried because this main road was in a different area to the pathway. And then what we noticed is we got nearer to the three in front of us. We thought we were about to have to like kick and run, like try and like push them off us and just leg it. But what actually found out was the three in front of us were England fans, and they were looking to fight the Bulgarians behind us. So it was Bulgarians behind us, but the England fans were like, go into that hotel. There's another hotel just around the corner. Run in there. So we ran in there. These England guys were basically protecting us. That's exactly what we wanted at the time. We just wanted support from other England fans because we thought we were going to get beaten up. Yeah, this was crazy. So we go into this hotel, which is not our hotel, just for safety. We then are in the lobby area. They're not serving beer or anything proper. Just everyone's a little bit shaky at the time because everyone knows it's just a mess. And basically what happens is this one of the Bulgarian guys comes in and he's on the phone and he sees all us England fans in the lobby and he walks straight out and we think, what was that? This guy just walked out. Next thing we see is an England fan all blooded up walking into the hotel, like running to the toilet, who'd just been beaten up. So at that point we were thinking,
fucking hell,
what is going on?
It's like Bird Box, you know, where they all lock themselves in their room and then it's all like the fucking demons outside.
See, I fuck it. I hate it so much.
Sandra Bullock's there.
I wish. I hate it when it's stuff like that. Like, I don't mind football ultras when I've had mates that have been them, and I don't mind when they meet up with another group of ultras and they just have it out. But see, when they actually go out just to pick on like one or two individual people, I think that's scummy and I think they fucking deserve to die.
Do you know when the England fans in front of you, was it like the Avengers came to save you?
Well, at first we thought they were Bulgarians, right?
Yeah.
But
it's like the ultimate plot twist. It's just like
come through the sewers, Dr. Strange just there like that.
Yeah. No, it was insane. I've never witnessed anything like that in my life.
Is that so the most scared you've ever been, do you think?
Yeah, I genuinely thought we were going to be disappearing. That's why I kept tweeting because I was like, if you don't hear me again, I was hoping there'll be some England fan out there in Bulgaria who could have just tracked us down. Or something because they knew our hotel. I was so worried. I thought I've never been more scared in my life.
Before we move on, what happened like getting home with Bulgaria?
Well, we waited. The guy completely blooded up, got like cleaned off he just went off to the toilet, and then we just waited for an hour or two. Posted the video.
Did he just walk it off?
And then you'll be all right, son.
Yeah.
Wear paper towel.
But then it was like a 10-minute walk from that hotel to ours, and we waited another 2 hours, and then I was shitting myself, but we got home all right.
Was Thogden with you then?
Yeah. And he was also like, if I wasn't with Thogden then, could you imagine? I would have probably ended up in a fight because I'd just done a stupid sort of action, or I don't know. I would have started running. I would have lost it.